5 footballers who hate each other. Football is a sport that brings together millions of people worldwide. It is the most global sport on the planet, mainly because of its simplicity and the fact that you can play the game with very few resources. At the professional level, it's not unusual for some players to develop strong disagreements or even deep-seated hatred toward each other. Whether these conflicts arise from political differences, gender issues, racism, or seemingly minor disputes, clashes among teammates are relatively rare. In this episode, we are going to take a look at some footballers who hate each other. So let's get started. Number 1. Joey Barton and Ousmane Dabo. Football is a widely played sport across the world, but it also has a darker side. In this world of ups and downs, the troubled relationship between Joey Barton and Ousmane Dabo stands out as one of the most infamous feuds in recent memory. Joey Barton, a midfielder known for his aggressive style and outspokenness, was never one to avoid controversy. However, one of the most shameful incidents in his career happened during his time at Manchester City in 2007, and it involved his teammate Ousmane Dabo. This incident not only left a bad mark on Barton's career, but also shocked the footballing community. The clash between Barton and Dabo didn't occur during a match, but in a training session. What started as a heated argument quickly turned into a physical fight. The consequences were severe, leading to Barton being sentenced to 4 months in prison for the attack. This incident left Dabo badly hurt, and it left their teammates, coaches, and fans confused and upset. Dabo, unwilling to let Barton's side of the story go unchallenged, took the matter to the courts. In a straightforward interview, he strongly denied Barton's claims, saying, "Joey Barton is lying about what happened during training at Manchester City. It's unbelievable. I'm shocked." Legal proceedings followed, with Barton admitting his guilt and receiving a 4-month suspended prison sentence. Dabo's fellow teammates supported him during the trial, providing important evidence in his favor. Even years later, the wounds from this incident were still fresh. In 2012, Dabo continued to express his strong dislike for Barton, calling him a coward. Number 2. Robert Lewandowski and Jakub Blaszczykowski. Football, often called the beautiful game, has its fair share of not-so-friendly relationships. One such example of discord happened between two of Poland's well-known footballers, Robert Lewandowski and Jakub Blaszczykowski, during their time at Borussia Dortmund. Robert Lewandowski, known for his goal-scoring ability, started his football journey in Germany with Borussia Dortmund back in 2008. It was during this time that he formed a partnership, both on and off the field, with fellow Polish international Jakub Blaszczykowski. But what seemed like a promising alliance eventually fell apart due to a clash of beliefs. The main cause of their disagreement was their different political views, a topic that holds a lot of importance in Eastern Europe. Although they didn't disclose the specifics of their political differences, it was clear that they had very opposing opinions. These differences in beliefs created tension between them. As time went on, their relationship continued to worsen. The breaking point came when Lewandowski had to make a big decision about his wedding guest list. He invited every member of the Polish national team, but deliberately left out Blaszczykowski. This exclusion sent a clear message. Their differences had become so significant that Lewandowski felt the need to distance himself from his national teammate during a moment of celebration. Number 3. Kolo Touré and William Gallas. In the world of professional football, where teamwork is crucial, clashes of egos and personalities can have a big impact both on and off the pitch. A notable example of such a tumultuous relationship happened between two central defenders at Arsenal, Kolo Touré and William Gallas. Both Touré and Gallas were important players for Arsenal during their time at the club. However, beneath their professional appearances, there was a brewing storm of discord that would disrupt the team's harmony. William Gallas, a skilled French defender known for his leadership, often had conflicts with his teammates during his Arsenal days. But his rocky relationship with Kolo Touré was one of the biggest issues within the squad. Touré, an Ivorian defender known for his friendly nature, found it increasingly hard to get along with Gallas on and off the field. Their strained relationship started to affect their performance, especially in Arsenal's defense, where communication between center backs is crucial. Tour eventually spoke up about the extent of their problems, saying, "When you play with somebody and you don't even talk to each other on the pitch, it's really difficult." The lack of communication between Tour and Gallas became a glaring issue that hurt Arsenal's defense. Their relationship breakdown was especially obvious during matches when their inability to work together effectively led to defensive mistakes. The lack of cooperation between the two center-backs frustrated fans and the coaching staff, as Arsenal struggled to defend consistently. As tensions grew, it became clear that one of them needed to leave for the team's sake. Tour, perhaps realizing the harm their discord was causing, took the initiative and asked for a transfer, saying, "One of us had to go, and it was me." Tour's departure marked the end of an era for Arsenal, as they said goodbye to a player who'd been a key part of their defense for years. While Gallas stayed at the club, their strained relationship continued to affect Arsenal's defense. Number 4. Igor Stimac and Sinisa Mihajlovic. Football, often celebrated as the beautiful game, has its fair share of dark and tumultuous moments. One such story unfolded between two former friends and teammates, Igor Stimac and Sinisa Mihajlovic, who found themselves on opposing sides during a fiercely contested match. Their story starts with an interesting twist of fate. Stimac and Mihajlovic weren't just teammates. They also played together in the Yugoslavian national team, which won the 1987 World Cup. At that time, their friendship seemed unbreakable, but time would reveal a much different and darker side to their relationship. Stimac and Mihajlovic often faced each other when playing for their club teams in neighboring cities. However, it was during a particularly heated match between Red Star Belgrade and Hajduk Split that their rivalry took a shocking turn. Before the game even started, Stimac leaned in and whispered a chilling threat to his former friend and teammate, Mihajlovic, "I hope our guys kill your entire family in Borovo." This statement was incredibly grave. It was a deeply personal and malevolent wish that set the tone for what would happen on the field. The game that followed was brutal. Stimac and Mihajlovic, who were once comrades on the international stage, became bitter rivals. The match turned into a ruthless and physical contest, with both players resorting to aggressive tactics to assert dominance. Their confrontations were so intense that both Stimac and Mihajlovic received red cards and were sent off. Number 5. Emmanuel Frimpong and Samir Nasri. The relationship between Emmanuel Frimpong and Samir Nasri during their time as Arsenal teammates was a story filled with intense hate and fiery confrontations, both on and off the pitch. Their disagreement wasn't just about different personalities. It was a clash of egos and principles that caused quite a stir in the Arsenal dressing room. Emmanuel Frimpong, the Ghanaian midfielder, was known for his fiery temperament and loyalty to Arsenal. On the flip side, Samir Nasri, the French midfielder with immense skill, had a reputation for being aloof and sometimes arrogant. These conflicting personalities were a recipe for trouble. Frimpong didn't hold back when talking about Nasri. He famously said, "But for me, the truth is I've never liked Nasri, and I will never, ever like this guy. Even if he gives me $5 billion, I will still not like him." This was just the beginning, as Frimpong went on to explain why he had issues with Nasri. One big problem was how Nasri treated younger players in the squad. Frimpong accused him of bullying and not acting like a senior player should. He felt that Nasri didn't offer guidance or support to the emerging talents in the team, which is an essential part of creating a cohesive and nurturing team environment. Reports even hinted that the tension between Frimpong and Nasri went beyond words. It was said that their conflicts escalated to physical confrontations inside the dressing room. The atmosphere within the Arsenal camp was undeniably tense, with their friction causing a noticeable divide. Things came to a head when Nasri decided to leave Arsenal for Manchester City. Frimpong, known for his combative style of play, didn't let this departure go unnoticed. In a match between the two sides, Frimpong unleashed a fierce tackle on Nasri, even grabbing his throat at one point. It was a moment filled with raw emotion and open hostility, showing just how much they disliked each other. Frimpong's comments after the match explained his actions. "People never really understand why that happened, but I don't like the guy. The reason I don't like him is that he's an idiot. Plain and simple. I would never, ever have respect for him." These words summed up the depth of his dislike for Nasri and solidified their rocky relationship. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And let us know in the comments which football feuds surprised you the most. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.